Welcome to my iPhone show. I'm Christopher Chaos, and in this episode, we're going to run down some of the things that came out of Apple's September 2013 keynote event. So it's finally that time of the year to where they were able to announce some new iPhone stuff. They already released information about the new iOS system earlier in the year, and obviously eventually later in the year, we expected that they would unveil the new iPhone. A lot of rumors are going around as far as what it was going to be, what it was going to include, and we're just going to go over a lot of those things as far as what actually became confirmed from today's event and go over a few of the things. So one of the things that were hitting around with the rumor mill was that there was going to be a cheaper version of the iPhone in this release, and that did come out, the iPhone C. A lot of speculation early on that that's what it was going to be called, and that is what it is called. There was some photos that came out with a picture of an iPhone back that had the iPhone with the little letter C on it, and some people said that C stood for cheap, but it's most likely it stands for colors, and that's probably what a lot of people were saying early on before, as it does come in multiple colors for this version. It does have a plastic case. A lot of the specs are pretty much the same as the iPhone 5. They will not be having an iPhone 5 anymore. A lot of times with the new iPhones, they'll release a new iPhone and then make the previous version cheaper. So in this case, the iPhone C is the cheaper version, and the iPhone 5 will no longer be available at all. So for the colors that are going to be available for the new iPhone C, we've got green, blue, yellow, red, and white. Those will be available, as well as also some cases you can choose from. So you can still have maybe this bright green iPhone and then maybe slap on blue case. They have some that kind of look a little bit kind of cheesy. They have like holes on the back of them, so you can kind of still see the colors. It's up to you whether or not you like it, but I think it looks a little bit cheesy in a way. So multiple colors with the new iPhone C. So for the most part, it's practically the same as the iPhone 5. A few little things here and there are a little bit better. They have improved a little bit of stuff with the camera, not too big and drastic, so you might not even notice a big difference with that. But for the most part, it's an iPhone 5, but basically in a plastic shell with multiple colors and stuff. So if you're looking for a cheaper version, then you can go for this one. So if you're looking for the price point on the iPhone C, is it going to be a cheaper version of an iPhone that maybe you're looking for? Maybe, maybe not. It's not a whole lot cheaper, really. The 16 gig version will come for $99 with a 2-year contract, and then the 32-bit or 32 gig version is going to be $199. So also in the event, after they announced the 5C, they announced obviously the 5S, another one that was most likely to come about within this, and just some more improvements. The design of the iPhone hasn't changed. It still looks pretty much the same. They've made some improvements to the camera. It now has a dual LED flash. It does some kind of stuff with some colors to kind of make the skin tones turn out a little bit better with the flash. But the really only thing you'll notice as far as the difference when you're looking at an iPhone 5 to an iPhone 5S is probably going to be the home button. The home button has changed a little bit. It no longer has that little square icon that's on there. It is now also a fingerprint reader. A lot of the people were anticipating this to be new in the iPhone, and it is included in the iPhone 5S. So the home button also reads your fingerprint. You can use this to unlock your phone, to log into your iTunes store or your App Store to make purchases, and you can even register with multiple fingerprints. So if maybe you share the phone with a family member, maybe a husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be, you can register multiple fingerprints so that way another person can be able to log into it as well. So one of the things usually that comes about with the new iPhone is speed. The iPhone 5S is much faster than the iPhone 5. This is going to be the first smartphone, I believe, to be 64-bit from the way they made it understand. I don't know for sure on this, but they say it's going to be 64-bit operating system on the iPhone 5S. So that means that some of your apps will run a lot faster. Obviously, the app is going to have to be designed for a 64-bit operating system for the cell phone, and then you'll still be able to run your 32-bit ones, but the ones that are specifically designed for being 64-bit are going to run a lot faster. Also a new look is they're going to have an additional color. It's basically gold. I believe they call it champagne, but on the back of the iPhone 5S, you will also have the additional option besides white, black. You'll also now have gold or champagne, I think as they are calling it. So an additional color to choose from when you're making your iPhone selection. So then the price of the iPhone 5S hasn't changed much compared to previous launches. It will be $199 for the 16 gig at launch. So both the iPhone 5C and the iPhone 5S will launch on September 20th. They have said that I believe it's next Wednesday for pre-orders for the 5C. They didn't say anything about the 5S for pre-orders, so I'm kind of taking that as if they're not doing pre-orders for the 5S, but I could be wrong, and you may still be able to order or pre-order through your carrier, through AT&T, Verizon, or whichever, and be able to kind of get a little bit of a jump on it, so that way when the shipments do arrive, you're not having to wait in a huge line and then have them sell out of the iPhone 5Ss. So additionally, Apple is going to be making some of the apps available for free with the launch of iOS 7. You're going to be able to now get Apple's iWorks, iMovie, and iPhoto for free with the launch of iOS 7. So that's going to wrap up this episode. I'm not going to get into the really geeky, gadgety stuff of the new iPhone C and iPhone 5S. It's just kind of some of the major things. Some people want to know how much it's going to cost when it comes out, some of the new features, which is going to be obviously the fingerprint, and then some camera improvements. Another kind of cool thing I didn't really talk about, but they have slow motion that's going to be available with the iPhone 5S. It's going to be able to shoot at 120 frames a second, so you're going to be able to capture a little bit of slow motion in some of your videos if you want to. But that's kind of the gist of things, the kind of the rundown of some of the basics of it. I won't get too in depth with it. I'll probably get a little bit more in depth with it when the iPhone 5S comes out. I will be probably purchasing it in October. I'll probably wait a little bit and then get my hands on it, and then probably do some hands-on videos with it then for owners of the iPhone 5S. So thanks for tuning into this episode of My iPhone Show. I'm Christopher Chaos, and thanks for watching.